Have you ever been told you're too sensitive or that you overthink things? Do you find yourself feeling emotions so intensely that it sometimes feels overwhelming, like you're experiencing the world in high definition while everyone else is on standard? If so, you're not alone, and there's a fascinating psychological reason behind it. Today, we're diving deep into the world of people who feel everything, exploring the science behind high sensitivity and why this trait is actually a hidden superpower. First, let's clarify what we're talking about. This isn't just about getting your feelings hurt easily. We're talking about a personality trait known as sensory processing sensitivity, or SPS. Dr. Elaine Aron, a pioneering researcher in this field, discovered that about 15 to 20% of the population is born with this trait. These individuals, often called highly sensitive people, or HSPs, have a nervous system that's wired to process physical, emotional, and social stimuli more deeply. Think of it like this. Your brain has a more finely tuned filter for incoming information. While someone else might walk into a room and just see people, an HSP walks in and instantly notices the subtle shift in a friend's expression, the slight tension in the air, the hum of the air conditioner, and the flickering light in the corner. It's not a choice, it's a fundamental difference in processing. This is why HSPs often need more downtime. Their brains are working overtime, sorting through a massive amount of data that others might not even perceive. This deep processing has four main characteristics, which Dr. Aron summarizes with the acronym DOES. D stands for depth of processing. HSPs think deeply about everything. Before making a decision, they'll weigh every possible outcome, consider all the nuances, and reflect on past experiences. This can sometimes look like indecisiveness, but it's actually a thorough and conscientious approach. They're not just scratching the surface, they're excavating the meaning behind things. This is why small talk can feel draining for them. They crave deep, meaningful connections and conversations. Next is O for overstimulation. Because their nervous systems are taking in so much information, HSPs can get overwhelmed more easily. A crowded mall, a loud concert, or even just a busy day with back-to-back meetings can be incredibly draining. It's like having dozens of browser tabs open in your mind at once. Eventually, the system gets overloaded and needs a reboot. This is why having a quiet, personal space to retreat to isn't a luxury for an HSP. It's a necessity for their well-being. The E in DOES stands for emotional reactivity and empathy. HSPs feel emotions, both positive and negative, more intensely. A beautiful piece of music can move them to tears, and seeing someone else in pain can feel almost like their own. This is thanks to more active mirror neurons in their brains. Mirror neurons are the brain cells responsible for empathy. They fire both when we perform an action and when we see someone else perform that same action. In HSPs, this system is on overdrive, allowing them to deeply understand and share the feelings of others. It makes them incredibly compassionate friends, supportive partners, and intuitive caregivers. Finally, S is for sensing the subtle. HSPs are masters of noticing the little things that others miss. They can pick up on subtle changes in body language, tone of voice, or atmosphere. This ability to read a room or sense when something is off can feel almost like a sixth sense. They're the ones who will notice you got a slightly different haircut or that you're trying to hide your sadness behind a smile. This sensitivity to subtleties makes them highly intuitive and often very creative, as they perceive nuances in art, nature, and human interaction that enrich their experience of the world. Now you might be thinking, this sounds exhausting, and at times it can be. Living in a world that often values being tough and moving fast can be challenging for someone who is built to be thoughtful and process things deeply. HSPs may be more prone to anxiety or feeling misunderstood, especially if they grew up being told to toughen up. But here's the crucial part. High sensitivity is not a disorder or a flaw. It's a neutral trait, like having blue eyes or being left-handed, and it comes with incredible strengths. Because of their deep processing, HSPs are often highly creative, insightful, and conscientious. Their empathy makes them exceptional leaders, counselors, and artists. They are the poets who capture the subtle beauty of life, the scientists who have a gut feeling that leads to a breakthrough, and the friends who know exactly what to say to make you feel understood. They bring a depth of feeling and awareness to the world that is desperately needed. So how can you thrive as a person who feels everything deeply? The key is self-acceptance and management. First, recognize and embrace your sensitivity as a part of who you are, not something to be fixed. Learn to identify your triggers for overstimulation. Is it loud noises, crowded places, too much social interaction? Once you know your triggers, you can create strategies to manage them. This might mean wearing noise-canceling headphones in a busy office, planning for downtime after a social event, or creating a calming sanctuary at home. Setting boundaries is also crucial. Because of your high empathy, you might have a tendency to absorb the emotions of others or overcommit to helping them. It's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your energy. Prioritizing self-care isn't selfish. For an HSP, it's essential for survival. This means getting enough sleep, eating well, and spending time in nature, which has been shown to be particularly restorative for sensitive nervous systems. And if you know someone who is highly sensitive, the best thing you can do is offer understanding and validation. Instead of telling them they're too sensitive, acknowledge their feelings and appreciate the depth they bring. Give them the space they need to recharge. Celebrate their unique perspective on the world, because their ability to feel deeply is a gift that can enrich all of our lives. In a world that can often feel shallow and chaotic, people who feel too much are the anchors of depth, compassion, and awareness. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is your superpower. It allows you to connect with others on a profound level, to appreciate the beauty in the small details, and to live a rich, meaningful life. So own it, nurture it, and let your amazing, sensitive soul shine. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind of the highly sensitive person. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content on psychology and self-growth. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. See you in the next video.